Dividend stocks are a type of investments that pay out a portion of the company's profits to its shareholders in a form of a dividend. And this dividend can be a very great source of passive income, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can actually start using them to start funding your lifestyle. Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Chiwa Malakwani and welcome back to the channel where I talk about personal finance, investing and everything that you need to know about money. In this video today I'm going to be talking about how you can actually start living off dividends through dividend stocks and how much money do you actually need to invest in order for you to start living off dividends as a passive income. Please note that I'm not a financial advisor and none of my videos constitute as financial advice. If you're seeking for any financial advisor or financial advice, please be sure to look for someone who is certified and also who is registered with the FSCA. So first, let's start talking about what dividend stocks are and how they actually work. So as I've mentioned earlier, that dividend stocks are a type of investment that pays out a portion of the company's profits to its shareholders in a form of a dividend. And also these dividends can be typically paid out on a regular basis, such as quarterly or annually. So to invest in dividend stocks, you'll first need to open a brokerage account and also buy shares of a company that pays dividends. And you can find a list of dividend paying stocks by searching for dividend stocks on a financial website or consulting with a financial advisor. So once you've purchased dividend stocks, you receive dividends as long as you hold on to the shares, and also the amount of dividends will depend on the company's profits and also on the number of shares that you own. So now that you know what dividend stocks are and how they actually work, now let's talk about how you can actually use them to live off and how much money do you need to actually start doing that. So to do this, you'll need to determine how much income you need to live on and also find the dividend stocks that will generate that amount of income that you need. So to calculate how much income you need, you must also consider your monthly expenses and also multiply that number by the number of months that you want to live off dividends. So for an example, let's say you need 3,000 rands per month to cover your living expenses and you want to live off dividends for the next coming 12 months. So you'll approximately need to have 36,000 rands in income. And then next you need to find stocks that will generate the income or the amount that you need. And you can do this by looking for stocks with high dividend yields, which is the percentage of the stock price that is paid out in dividends. So guys, let's now calculate how much money do you actually need to live off dividends in a year, right? So what you're going to do is that for now, as you can see that I'm in my Easy Equities app, I'm going to get into my Easy Equities app, right? So let's take Thungela Resources Limited for an example. So the first thing that we need to know is how much money do you want to make in a year or per month from the dividends, right? So let's say you want to make 1,000 rands per month from Thungela Resources dividends, which is going to be 1,000 rands multiplied by 12 months, which is going to give us 12,000 a year in dividend income, right? Then secondly, we need to know how much dividend yield, or how much is the dividend yield of the company rather, right? So according to Yahoo, let's go to Yahoo. So this is the Yahoo Finance. We're going to go to Yahoo and we're going to check the dividend yield of the company. So the current dividend yield of Thungela Resources Limited is sitting at 27.21%. So that's the dividend yield of the company. So the dividend yield actually determines how much dividends are investors actually going to be getting. So that's what the dividend yield actually means. So if you want to know more about that, you can kindly go on Google and it will actually tell you a very detailed version of what the dividend yield rather actually is. So yeah, that's what you're actually going to do. And then what you're going to do now, if you want to know how much money do you actually need to invest in order for you to start living off that 12,000 a year worth of Thungela Resources dividend income, we're going to say the 12,000 rands, right? We're going to say the 12,000 rands that you want to make in a year divided by the current dividend yield of the company. So the current dividend yield of the company is 27.21%. So that's what you're going to say. You're going to say the 12,000 that you want to make in a year divided by the dividend yield, which is going to be 27.21%. And then that's going to be giving us 44,101.4. So that's the amount that you actually need to invest into Thungela Resources Limited in order for you to get that 12,000 a year worth of dividend income from Thungela Resources Limited, which is going to be how much? Is going to be 1,000 rands per month worth of dividends from Thungela Resources Limited for the whole year. So that's the amount that you actually need to invest, which is going to be 44,101. Then secondly, now that you know how much money you need to invest, how many shares do you actually need to have? So what you're going to do is that you're going to say that 44,101 that you actually need to have to invest rather in order for you to get that 12,000 a year worth of dividend income, you're going to be dividing it by the current stock price of the company. So the current stock price of the company, which is Thungela Resources, in the making of this video was sitting at 254 rands. So now we are going to say the 44,101 divided by 254, which is the current stock price of the company, which is Thungela Resources in this example, is going to give us 173.6. So approximately we need 174 shares in order for us to start getting that 12,000 a year worth of dividend income from Thungela Resources Limited. So that's the amount that you need to have in order for you to get the 1,000 rands per month worth of dividend income from Thungela Resources, which is going to be 12,000 per year of dividend income from Thungela Resources. So hopefully that example has been clear to you, but I'm also going to make another example right now if we actually don't understand this one. So guys, let me make another example with this famous company known as Exxaro Resources Limited, because as you all know, Exxaro Resources Limited is also a company that also pays dividends and also has one of the highest dividend yields. Because remember, if you want to live off dividends or you want to make passive income through dividend income, then you also need to pick stocks which also have a high dividend yield. So that's the one thing that you're going to do. So now let's also pick another goal. So let's say now in this case you want to make 100 rands per month worth of dividends from Exxaro Resources Limited, which is going to be 100 rands times 12 months, which is going to be 1,200 rands worth of dividend income per year from Exxaro Resources Limited, right? So that's the first thing. Then the second thing that we also are going to check the dividend yield of Exxaro Resources Limited. What is the current dividend yield for Exxaro Resources Limited? So we are going to go to Yahoo Finance. We are going to check the dividend yield. So here it says the forward dividend and yield. So here the current dividend yield of the company is 14.66%, right? So that's the amount, that's the dividend yield of the Exxaro Resources Limited, which is actually very high, but not compared to Thungela Resources, which was sitting at 26 or 27%, right? So then what you're going to do, if you now want to know how much money do you actually need to invest with Exxaro Resources Limited to get that 1,200 rands per year worth of dividend income, we are going to say 1,200 rands divided by the current dividend yield of the company, which is 14.66%, right? So that's going to be giving us 8,185.5 rands. So that's the amount that you actually need to invest to get that 1,200 rands worth of dividend income from Exxaro Resources Limited, which is 8,185 rands. So that's the amount that you need to have. And then with all that being said, right, how many shares do you actually need to have in order for you to start getting that passive income of 100 rands per month worth of dividend income from Exxaro Resources Limited? So what you're going to do is that you're going to take that 8,185 rands that we need to invest, then you're going to divide that number by the by the current stock price of the company. So the current stock price for Exxaro Resources Limited is sitting at 215.8 cents, right? So we're going to take that amount, which is 215.8 cents, and then with the amount of shares that we need to have is 37.93. So approximately you need to have 38 shares worth of Exxaro stocks in order for you to start getting that dividend income of 1,200 rands per year worth of dividend income from Exxaro Resources Limited. So hopefully guys, this example has also made you clear of how much money do you need to have in order for you to start living off dividends. No one said that the amount is going to be cheap, but also it also depends on your financial goal of how much money do you want to make, and then you can start building from that. So hopefully all these examples were actually educational to everyone, and also if you want more of these examples, then you can kindly drop me and tell me that you actually want me to make more of these videos for you to actually get a very big clarification of how much money you actually need to have in order for you to start living off dividends. So another thing that you should keep in mind is that dividend yields can also fluctuate. So it's very important to regularly review your portfolio to ensure that it's generating the income that you need. It's also important to diversify your investment portfolio by investing in a variety of dividend-paying stocks. This will help you reduce the risk and ensure that you have a steady stream of income. So in summary, living off dividends from dividend stocks is possible, but it requires careful planning and also an ongoing monitoring. So by finding dividend-paying stocks with high yields and also diversifying your investment portfolio, you can also generate the income that you need to fund your lifestyle. So guys, we've came to the end of the video, and if you enjoyed this video, I'm definitely sure you'll enjoy my other video where I talk about the stocks that pay dividends each and every month. So I'm definitely sure you'll enjoy that video if you definitely enjoyed this one, where I was talking about how much money do you actually need in order for you to start living off dividends.